do have their own issues. As Tommy Langley mentioned, we should expect entertainment. The fans always love this game. West Ham games themselves are rarely short of goals. We also have the top two sides in terms of penalties awarded here, 7 each this season. That doesn't include the extra couple that Frank Lampard had to take at Upton Park back in December. Here is Ballon Berami. And this is Kieran Dyer in a starting lineup. That doesn't happen very often. There is another former Blue, even if Carlton Cole hasn't made it. Scott Parker has. Didn't play a lot, of course, for Chelsea, but was popular when he did.
You know, the key to that, Ben, as well, at West Ham, he was exceptional. He really played well, Scotty, that day, and really we looked up for it. And we've got to make sure again, he's winning the ball in midfield, we win them battles.
There's Jonathan Spector, who's moved from left back to right today to accommodate the introduction of De Prela. There he was. He'll want an early touch, won't he, Ross Turnbull?
Yeah, the young left back got an early touch and they played it out to him, give a bit of confidence, played a good ball up, and Ross Turnbull the same. He want to get his hands around the ball, see how slippery it is. Doesn't look very zippy, the turf today, but he still want to get a good feel for it.
It's cold, but it's not wet. Pitch is, well, as it has been and as many pitches have been recently. The ball's a new one. For AIDS awareness in Africa. Here is Anelka into Drogba, and that's fallen nicely. Florent Malouda lets rip and slices it. Early half chance.
Yeah, that's a poor finish from Florent. I mean, it comes at a great angle for him, left-footed. You expect him to hit the target. He's got to aim that towards the far stick, and he bounces so invitingly for him here, but he slices at it and wide of that near post.
Well, he's moved up another one today, Florent Malouda. He was left back a couple of games ago, into left midfield for the Stoke City match in the Cup, and now up left side of the attack. And still no Joe Cole, Tommy. It's going to get headlines again.
Yeah, it will, and on the bench again, and not great for him at the moment. I see the manager came out this morning and said he's got 100% to be here next year, but I'm not sure Joe feels that way, being stuck on the bench. Interesting to see Kalou missing as well. Didn't do bad last week, and obviously coming on, and I say he's got Malouda pushed up one, and he's lost his place because of it.
With Ballack coming into the midfield three. Here is Danny Gabidon. Another long-term injury out for West Ham, just like Kieran Dyer. Berami, the give and go. It's De Prela up from left back, and a lovely ball. Flag is up against Mido.
Confident start from the young man. Good cutting field there. He pushed Nicolas Anelka back into areas again we don't want him to be, and they played a great little ball in behind. Mido just didn't time his run very well, just literally drifts offside. Although Paulo Ferreira is almost playing him on, it's definitely a good decision.
Well, their boots were level, but Mido's body was taking him ahead.
Yeah, he has put on a bit of weight, Mido, I have to say.
That has been a long-held criticism of him. Speaking of Africa, with this one-off football we're playing with today, Didier Drogba, the newly crowned king there. Player of the year ahead of Essien and Eto'o. Here is Paulo Ferreira. Gets it back from Lampard, and Spector's in with a timely challenge.
Yeah, again, Paulo trying to get down his left-hand side. He's right-footed or not, he loves to get wide and try and create problems. He's not the Ashley Cole or Yuri Zhirkov, but he still does a decent job down there.
He's taking this throw now. Inside Kovac, finding Lampard, who will shoot. He always wants to. Gabidon was in the way. Ivanovic to Drogba. Through the legs of De Prela. And still going, Drogba.
Yeah, it's a foul. I think it's looks like Kieran Dyer's got back there, and I think he's just got his body in the way. He just nutmegs the left back here, sticks it through his legs, goes the other side, and Kieran Dyer does well, just gets his body in the way there. Didier's just pulling him back a little bit. Dyer goes down, I've got to say, a little bit easier, but it's certainly a free kick.
Chelsea have not lost to West Ham since the season when the Hammers were relegated, bizarrely. So West Ham double that year. Joe Cole played in a West Ham team that won here, and then there was that Di Canio goal late on in the season when West Ham thought they might get saved under Trevor Brooking. Didn't quite happen. A lot of tears shed round here when that happened. Here's Paulo Ferreira. He's got the better of Spector, has he? It'll be a corner.
Again, endeavour from Paulo. Again, it's not his favoured side, but he slipped in down the back of Jonathan Spector. Good pace, gets a decent ball to the near post and cleared by Danny Gavin.
In front of the adoring West Ham public, Florent Malouda has this corner. Plenty of targets. Ballack got the head there first, and Scott Parker just ahead of Alex slashed it away.
Well, it reminded me of the Arsenal goal here when Didier Drogba scored at the far post. It was John Terry who got the flick that day, and similar sort of move, but cleared by Scotty Parker.
Long throw. Nido headed it clear. Ivanovic has a go with his feet this time. Malouda with the header. Green with the catch.
Oh, it was a shame that, Florent Malouda, Didier got the goal side of Spector. If the ball was knocked down into that space, no centre-half was near him and he would have pulled the trigger, just over-headed the ball.
Mido's touch. Barami got there ahead of Alex. This could be trouble, but Ivanovic covers well, really well, and Mikel helps him tidy up. Maybe there's a break on.
I think Brandon's done great there, but for me, he makes contact with Barami first, and he goes down, but not a free kick given, but that's a poor ball from Michael there. Miscommunication between him and Nicholas Anelka.
Yes, Ballack back in the side, having been suspended for Stoke. West Ham won away at Wolves on the opening day of the season, haven't won away since. It might make you want to say home banker, but we said that at home to Man City, and look what happened there. Enough said. Here's Malouda taking on Spector and apparently fouling him.
Yeah, similar to what Didier did just now with Kieran Dyer. He just plays the ball through Jonathan Spector, tries to get the other side. Spector again just stands his ground there, gets his body in the way, and there's a definite tuck back there from Florent.
Pressure on for Carlo Ancelotti. Lead that's been 4 and 5 and 6 points at various points through this season. All but gone thanks to that City defeat, and then of course Chelsea playing FA Cup football while United and Arsenal won. Playing catch up in terms of fixtures, that game in hand. I guess momentarily you could call this the game in hand. It is actually Portsmouth away later in the month. This is Drogba on the volley, big deflection off Matty Upson, that'll be a corner.
Great move, I have to say, it's tremendous play from Chelsea there. Michael Ballack makes a great run forward there, gets in a great area, great awareness to chest it down into Didier's path. There's a decent strike, hard to see if he's going to test Robert Green, but the deflection took it wide for a corner.
Towards Alex, who tried something spectacular. Malouda still got it through a crowd of bodies, could have gone anywhere and will be cleared. Moments of pressure without any real saves for Rob Green yet. 9 minutes gone. Mikel. Terry's ball didn't really do Ivanovic too many favours, but he's got it back, the Chelsea skipper. Anelka, lovely turn away from Kovac and Parker. You knew what he meant with the pass, it was intended for that run of Drogba, didn't quite have enough juice on it.
No, it was tremendous play, there was a great awareness again to know the position of the defender, turned inside him there. Love to see Nico in them situations just go at defenders.
That's his touch there for Ivanovic. He's come short again. Forced back by Barami. A little over attentive perhaps. Tommy, I remember once you used the term headless chicken about Valon Barami, but he's a useful headless chicken, isn't he?
He's better than that, Ben, I have to say. I think he gets over-enthusiastic at times and does tend to charge around, as he did there.
Drogba, onside, the angle's tight, and that's what did it for him in the end.
Also, he just lost his balance. I mean, his first touch was decent, but the ball bounced high, and Gabidon was trying to get back. He had to really snatch it. A great little dink in behind here. I don't know what the defender's doing, because he's not tracked him. And this touch here just bounces too high for him, and he just can't get around it, and loses his balance as well.
Didier Drogba was 32 on Thursday, the same day he picked up the African Player of the Year award. Kovac with the header. That's Elan. I think that's his first touch. 11 minutes in. The Brazilian forward who's playing wide right today, although not right now. He's not. Barami. Flag up against Mido. Who you may remember got a red card against Chelsea once, a flying elbow on Asier Delorno. It's Carlton Cole, who Gianfranco Zola would love to be able to call upon today, but can't. On the bench though, so it's Benny McCarthy. They've got enough forwards, haven't they, Tommy? They certainly did some shopping in January.
Well, they had to. I mean, they had to make sure that they stay in this division, and they tried to get some decent, experienced players through the door, McCarthy being one of them. Oh, Scott.
Almost got himself into trouble and then got himself out of it. Dyer. The trailer well ahead of him. Certainly getting in advanced positions, the left back. Dyer again. Spectre. Has Ross Turnbull even had a goal kick yet, Tommy?
Yeah, he's had a couple of chances to get hold of the ball, but West Ham, to be fair, knocking it around, not being impatient and probing away, went left to right there, just trying to see any spaces in behind Chelsea. Here's one now. Kovac
with something improvised and rather pretty, and it might work out well here with Spectre and Mido, and a great chance, and in a terrible miss. It's a shocker from Elan. It should be 1-0 West Ham.
Well, if I remember rightly, last year Craig Bellamy got a goal at the shed end, very, very similar, and we should have defended it better. He got through and nicked a goal. On that occasion, you can't believe Elan's missed the target. I mean, we've got to be better than that. I mean, if we defend like that on Tuesday night, we're going to get murdered by a better Inter Milan side. They just worry us out of it. Paolo's got to be more vigilant there. I think Mido gets involved, plays the ball back, and look at this. He has to hit the target at least, and fortunately blasts it way over the bar. What an escape that is. Thank goodness for that. Elan scored within 3 minutes of his debut at Burnley. This is one West Ham goal to date. Well, it's a shot across the bows, Ben. We've got to be better in them situations. Got to be stronger, got to defend better. A lovely ball that is. Mikel to Ivanovic. And Anelka's done fantastically, and surely was clipped then. Apparently not. Well, I thought Dyer definitely made contact with him. For me, he's still stuck a leg out. Nico's gone over it. And if he hasn't, he's just lost his balance. But great first touch. What a great little dink this is. But look at his first touch. Absolutely tremendous. Then looks up, looking for angles. Just can't really feed it into the near post where Didier Drogba stood. More fuel for the fire of Branislav Ivanovic for Player of the Year, I reckon. Well, he keeps putting that wood on that fire, doesn't he? Because, as you say, he's been superb, and as a replacement right back, he's been tremendous. Joseph Asingwa's going to have to work hard to get fit, and even harder to get back in the team. Lovely ball again, this time to Drogba, trying and very nearly succeeding to head it into the path of Frank Lampard, who would love a fourth goal against his former club here. Mido on Ferreira. No foul, says Mark Clattenburg. Well, he did win the ball, but it was through the back of him, surely. Yeah, the other thing, I think there's a sense of amazement that Mido was chasing back, so he couldn't give the decision. But, you know, you'd have to think it was a foul. Here comes Forum Malouda. Drogba in the middle. Spectre's challenge.
Chelsea's corner.
The problem is there, Florin had too long. I mean, there's someone who's got to make a run for him. They're closing him down. He hasn't got that amount of time. Only Didier Drogba breaking his neck to get in the box. Here's the breakaway here, and look up. Florin's got to be able to play that ball now. Got to see something, and he doesn't. And unfortunately, they get back, and although we get a corner.
Malouda takes towards Alex. There's Terry. Malouda again. Good ball!
Hey!
Super goal! You can't defend against crosses like that. And Alex has nodded in from close range, and Chelsea lead.
Fantastic ball in. Again, it's Florent Malouda involved. Good awareness from John Terry when the ball broke. Just played it out nice and simple. Alex makes a great run, but he's fed in fantastically. Just now, Florent got caught because he's looking for them options that Alex has just provided. Simple ball out, simple first touch, and a great ball in, inviting the touch. No defender near him, and a great start.
It's a classic header that, down and into the bottom corner. Tommy Langley would have been proud. Well, he came in for Carvalho against Stoke here last weekend and was magnificent. Got himself a goal here today already.
Well, we normally show Alex with 25-yarders that rip the back of the net off, but that stage, as you said, classic forwards header, knew exactly what he was doing, but it was the pace on the ball that helped him. He just had to guide it, and he did it with great aplomb.
It could get better. Here's Malouda again. Lampard. And Malouda, Anelka's got his hand up. Drogba's arriving towards the far post. Malouda, lovely ball. Now, was that a push on Anelka? Green tips it over the bar. It's going to be cleared by Scott Parker.
Well, they're all over the place at the moment, West Ham. That goal's unsettled them, but Florent Malouda is killing them down this left-hand side. Jonathan Spector doesn't know whether to get tight or not. Again, a great ball into the far post. How they've got it away is a miracle.
Well, they're missing Faubert today, and that's a foul by Parker on Mikel. And the goals they conceded against Bolton in a very disappointing home defeat the other day, West Ham, they were so easily cut open then.
Ben, that's a magnificent point. If you remember Kevin Davies' goal, it was from a very similar area, and it was from a very similar ball, and they've got to defend them better. They got Gabidon and Upson, two decent centre-backs in the air, but their marking there was shocking.
Well, they do play plenty of nice football, but their defending this season is what has cost them. West Ham, 17 minutes in. So far, so good for Chelsea.
Well, we needed it, Ben, didn't we? Just to settle the nerves a little bit. West Ham were probing without really causing Ross Turnbull any real damage around the back now. We nearly contributed to our own downfall with a little bit of slack defending from Paulo Ferreira in particular. But that will settle the nerves, but we've got to get the second goal sooner rather than later.
Spector. Could have gone anywhere off the head of Mikel. Ivanovic will keep it in and stop it going out for a corner. And that's gone West Ham's way, and that's infuriated everyone down by that corner
Well,
flag.
it'll be interesting to see where Branner was when it hit him, because I thought he was off the pitch.
Lampard defending. Anelka's head. Now Fabio Depreli, he got a handful in Didier Drogba.
Done great there, Didier. Do you know why he's done great, Ben? Because he didn't foul him. He had every chance to crawl all over him and try and win the ball, but he saw the boy couldn't get it under control. Good play from Didier.
Well, it's pretty open. West Ham haven't offered much in attack, even though they should have taken the lead, no question about it. A chance gifted to them by a moment of weakness from Paulo Ferreira. And Elan will be kicking himself, even if he misses that.
Well, it's a forward's worst nightmare when you miss a gilt-edged chance like that and Chelsea go down the other end and obviously create problems and score a goal. You feel real guilty for your teammates, and he'll try and put that right.
Here he is defending. Mido, John Terry for company. Terry now sprinting back to return to centre half. Scott Parker comes over the halfway line.
That defeat last week, Ben's given them a real problem, West Ham, because obviously they should be looking to pick up points against Bolton. I think their next game's Arsenal, so with us today, if hopefully we can punish them some more now.
Drogba created the space and almost squeezed it through. So Another Malouda ball. This one's a little overhit, but absolutely he has been the source of the pain, hasn't he?
He has, but that wasn't his problem there either. Nicholas Anelka and Didier Drogba were always on each other's toes there. They was far too narrow. And you can see the chance here. I mean, I don't know, it hits at the far post. I think it's the young boy Deprela. Hits him on the knee, and oh, look at that, cleared off the line. You see it here, hits him there on the leg. They've actually matched Matthew Upson, and just there, I just thought he was going to sneak into that far stick.
Just Deprela, who did end up heading it away. Actually, with a bit of a forearm in the back of Nicholas Anelka there. You've seen penalties given for it. Anelka isn't much of an appealer and didn't really do so then. This is Ballack.
I tell you, he started quite brightly as well, and without really being noticed, is Michael Ballack. He's gotten in a couple of advanced positions there, and laid balls off for Didier Drogba is another chance.
And that is Drogba laying off for Ballack right on cue, almost the other way round. Ferreira on the gallop.
But it looks as though he's been given licence to get forward and do his job, and he's doing it very well.
Malouda, lovely attempted piece of skill. Would have looked great if it had come off, but Elan, a Brazilian, of course, perhaps he expected it. Sort of trick he might
He'd be
try.
used to them skills, wouldn't he? Absolutely.
Upson for Deprela. Sloppy ball.
Well, it was, Ben, but I tell you, Nicholas Anelka's done great there, because what he hasn't done is let him go. And the ball was played, a 1-2 was played around him. He's been told to say, maybe, well, I'm not going to chase you back. Chased him back, he got a little bit of a bobble. And when you put people under pressure, Ben, they create these sort of opportunities to get the ball back in good areas.
Ballack deep and with time on the ball. Lampard. Mikel. Anelka even deeper. Chelsea forced into a bit of keep ball by an organised West Ham outfit. We can see right in front of us there the backs of four.
Yeah, it was, but it was a shame because Michael Ballack had an opportunity offside there, Didier. Just again, though, he's probing the back of their defence today, Ben, and I really like that fact. I'd like to see this again because I think this is tighter than initially looked. So I thought his run was a good one. Let's have a little look here. He spent his run there,
he's on.
And that for me is level. And you know, you've got to give the benefit of the doubt, maybe, although we saw one earlier given in Chelsea's way. But his movement's been tremendous today, Didier.
Tend to look at the forwards' reaction in those, and Drogba looked disappointed. He had his hands out. He clearly thought he was on it. Looked like he'd bent his run just enough. Ferreira. Let's hope it doesn't matter. Lampard. Barami not letting him get away, and he's actually managed to keep hold of the ball by hook and by crook. And this is Dyer taking on Ivanovic, beating Ivanovic. Cross wasn't the worst in the world, but it found a blue shirt, not a maroon one.
Yeah, they're not pulling out the challenges. West Ham, Matty Upson goes straight through Frank Lampard there. Frank was very unlucky. He got the better of Bayrami, but I think Bayrami actually sat on the ball as it was running off, and they ended up breaking on us. Good, decent ball from Kieran Dyer, as you rightly say, but no one was there to punish us.
20 appearances in 3 years. I saw someone working out the other day that Kieran Dyer cost West Ham 32 million quid. That's surely a foul there from Chelsea's own left-sided player today, Florian Malouda, right on the edge, and this is certainly Didier Drogba.
Yeah, but that was Kovac this time. They need help down there. Spector's desperate for help. That was almost 6 inches away from being a penalty, but such is the nature of Florian Malouda's performance today. They've double-teamed him, and Kovac there stuck out a leg, definite free kick.
We saw Drogba hit one from here the other day, Tommy, didn't we? And we said it was a bit like that Newcastle Carling Cup goal where he moved the ball a bit to this kind of area and bashed that in the top corner. The African Player of the Year.
Well, we need to get plenty of bodies running across Robert Green here just to take his eye off that ball.
It's Drogba. And it's almost a throw-in.
He's just shining up the end of his boot now. The next one's got to be better, but by Didier's standards or anyone's standards, that was a shocker.
Well, by his standards, he's on a drought. He's 3 games without a goal, Tommy.
He's saving them all up for Tuesday night, Ben. Hopefully we won't need him today, and Tuesday night he's going to give us them in abundance.
Had picked up very nicely where he left off with 5 in 6 after his return, none in the last 3. Return from the African Cup of Nations, that is. screen forward. Mido. Elan will get there ahead of John Terry. Kovacs joining in. 4 claret and blue shirts in the box.
I was just about to say there, you know he's Brazilian, you know he's going to try a trick, and he did. I think he got it through John's legs, but fortunately there was someone on the other side to stop it getting dangerous.
Dyer calls for it from Barami. The pass is woefully short, but he gets rather lucky to get another go. Here is Dyer again. Parker. Dyer's first touch led him down. If he got it right, he was in then.
That was so important, that touch, and he let it go. I mean, as you said, they were running at the back 4 there, and he was in, running at the 2 centre-backs, but fortunately his touch was so poor, give Ivanovic a chance to get back.
Zola and Clark, 733 Chelsea appearances between them. 90 goals. Just the 10 for Steve Clark.
How many with Clark is?
10, believe it or not. That's towards Drogba, and it's found its target. That was brilliant, looking for Lampard. Unselfish play from the centre forward, and Scott Parker tracking back very well.
Well, I made the point earlier, his movement has been magnificent, found again by a great ball, but Frank Lampard makes great ground here, and the 2 centre-halves, well, Scott Parker and Matty Upson just come along and just get enough on it to get it back to Robert Green.
Not quite as many appearances and goals for Chelsea for Scott Parker, 28 and 1 in those categories, but his problem was he couldn't get past Claude Makelele, and not many could on either side. Here's Mikel. Upson coming back to help out. Poor clearance, presents it to Malouda. All the dangers come from here. Lampard on the left this time. Lovely ball again. Drogba. They're looking good. And he hasn't scored yet, Tommy, but Drogba's looking so dangerous.
Looking so sharp, and again, it's a great ball fed to the far post from this left-hand side. This time it's Frank Lampard who cuts in on his right foot, thinks a great ball. Didier will be a little bit disappointed there, just gets knocked off balance there. You can see he gets above the defender, loses his balance ever so slightly, which means he can't steer it onto the target. You've got to think, Ben, as well, that match-up, Deprela and Didier is going to be a mismatch, and if we can get decent balls like we did there into that far post, then I'm sure he's going to hit the target on the next occasion.
Ferreira. Florent Malouda's really enjoying himself today. Drogba in field. Anelka leaves it for Lampard. Chelsea have it back with Mikel and Ivanovic. Alex, the goal scorer. It's been a really good half hour, this.
Oops. Good bad one there from Michael Ballack. Actually, Paolo got his legs there.
Terry seeking out the head of Drogba and finding it.
Oh, Frank.
It's a sloppy one from Lampard. Trying to win it back off Barami. Plattenberg's whistle has gone, but look at the advantage he could have played.
Gutted. Him and Stevie Clark will be distraught. They got one-on-one with Spector and Paulo Ferreira on this right-hand side. He's given a shocking decision here.
And Paulo had barely tucked in here, so Spector was just about to start galloping into 50 yards of space.
Frank Lampard, I mean, that's all right, that's obstruction, but the fact is that they had a great advantage to be played down this right-hand side, and he stopped the play.
Zola was a player for Carlo Ancelotti at Parma. Carlo's plan involved strikers he already had that didn't include Zola, who was asked to play wide right, didn't work out. And the rest is Chelsea history. Here's Parker, decent hit! Oh my goodness, what a goal that is! Out of absolutely nothing. Ross Turnbull's not had a save to make, but he's picking the ball out of his net. West Ham have scored at the bridge. It was a blinding shot from Parker.
Well, you made the point earlier, 1 goal in 20 odd appearances. This is too simple. There's nobody near him. I mean, Mikel obviously flicks the ball on, but it bounces so invitingly. No blame attached to Ross Turnbull there. He had absolutely no chance. Good first touch, but look at the way it bounces up. Absolutely beautifully for him, and he steams it into the far corner. Absolutely no chance for the keeper. But we've got to get tighter there, mate. We cannot allow players to have 20-yard shots with no pressure.
Just from a throw in like that. Right, have to re-establish the lead then. There's been plenty of signs that Chelsea can score at will today, and Berami and Malouda tangling totally unnecessarily, and somehow that's gone West Ham's way. He is certainly tenacious, Mr. Berami.
Yeah, they are in midfield. Kovac, Berami, Scotty Parker. The one thing they do give you is honesty. They do run around. I've made the point about the headless chicken quote, but they're better than that. Certainly Scotty Parker's better than that. This young man, no blame attached to him. I have to say, someone's got to get close. If it's Mikel, then so be it, but someone's got to get across and help him. Nowhere near it, and it's a great finish.
Does that count as a goal from a set play? If it is, it's another one to add to that list. It's not a very good-looking list, it has to be said, for Chelsea this season.
Well, it counts as a goal that we should have defended better. That's what it counts as, Ben. End up in the back of our net, 20 yards, but you've got to put more pressure on him than that. It's a throw on, and it gets flicked on, and whatever happens, someone's not over there to help Mikel. He flicks it on, but someone's got to be tighter to him.
Very, very rare to see Chelsea concede a goal of that nature. One simple manoeuvre like a throw-in. Still, there's an hour left. Tommy, we've seen loads to suggest that goals are there at this end.
Ben, I've got no issues with it, but the issue I've got is that the second goal was crucial, and we've allowed them back into this game. This is a team devoid of confidence.
Drogba, who's brimming with it. Corner.
And what we've done as well, we've brought their crowd back into the game, who are very noisy up the shed end, and you know it shouldn't have been. It's unfortunate, and we have to, as you say, out the goal. We've got to fight it back.
Right, take two, please, Florent Malouda. Get it back from John Terry and find Alex in the box. The goal scorer's up there again. Look at the height in that box. Malouda's corner, looking for it, and it's Alex again. It's wide this time, from a lot further out, and a lot more defensive attention than he had when he scored,
yes,
that's for sure.
He did, absolutely. There wasn't enough power on the ball, and he tried to generate power. Again, I think as he's heading in, he just loses his balance there, and unfortunately can't steer onto the target. This is it here, look. Hello, Mikel flicks it on. Look, we are so far away from Scott Parker. We're just saying to him, go on, son, have a shot. And you've got to get tighter. You must not allow him to do that. Let him play it right. Let him just get it out of the danger area. But he did so well. Ross had no chance.
Here's Lampard. Third of the game gone. It was looking good, it's not looking quite so good now. Here's Fabio De Prela.
Arsenal are preparing for their game tonight at Hull will be the people that are really happy with this, and Man United who are preparing for tomorrow against Fulham, and you know, it's just sheer sloppiness, and we've created out to our own downfall again. Playing some decent stuff, Ben, not punishing them, and the second goal, as I said, crucial, and they got it.
Mido's down. Mark Clattenburg's going to allow some treatment, please. Well, last season, Tommy, Gianfranco Zola and co came here. They weren't in form. Everyone expected a home win, and actually Chelsea went behind, didn't they? Craig Bellamy it was, and Anelka got an equaliser. There's the bash in the face from Terry on Mido. And Mido doesn't like it, but that looked like two men jumping to me.
Mido's having a word, because he will do, but...
well, he got sent off for one of those against Sassia Delorno, but his was a more of a leading arm.
No, this is just an honest challenge, and there's David Gold there, who must be very happy with what his team are giving us, but I have to say, down the line, mate, you know, we are contributing to our own downfall, and you talked about the Bellamy goal last year. You know, I look at the Bellamy goal this year against Manchester City, 2v2 with John Mikel Obi, and you know, little things like that are counting against us.
Wonder if Jose is watching. He's got an extra day, of course, Mr. Mourinho, having had a shocking result himself this weekend. More on that later. Here's Paulo Ferreira. Deflection on that cross.
But when the ball goes in there, Ben, they're just flicking at it. I mean, Scotty Parker, they're nervous, you know, not really commanding it.
Lampard, lovely control, really good save from Rob Green. His eyes lit up, Frank Lampard.
Well, his first touch was great. His second touch just got it out of his feet. Watch this here. Played inside. There he goes there. First touch good. Second touch just whacks it to the near stick. And just good save from Robert Green there.
Really good football all round. Lampard pulled it down beautifully and struck it well. England's goalkeeper in front of Fabio Capello made a good save. Another Malouda corner. Lampard was never going to strike that one on the left, I don't think. But he might try it now on the right. Or maybe he will on the left. And Scott Parker read it. And Barami breaks. And this is Elan. Dyer wants it early. Didn't get it early. But gets it now and the flag is up. Thank goodness for that. If he played that ball any earlier, we could have been struggling there. Dyer against Ivanovic is a non-starter for pace.
Well, it was deja vu there, wasn't it? This reminded me of Man City all over again. I mean, it was a chance we had at one end to get a striker goal. They clear it up and end up having a striker as nearly, but fortunately Kieran Dyer just drifted offside.
Yes, Lampard and Cole almost scoring, and then Tevez did with that one that dribbled past Hilario. Here's Mikel.
Now that will annoy Gianfranco. A flick from Mido wasn't on. He's given possession back to Chelsea.
Anelka. How's the ball in this time? Deflection on it with Ballack arriving at the far post. Kieran Dyer back defending now.
Michael Ballack's closed down there, and there's nobody got to help him. They've ended up clearing the ball. If we're going to go as individuals, we've got no chance. We have to go as a group, close down the area, and make it impossible for them to get out.
Parker on the go again. The strange thing is, Ross Turnbull really hasn't had a save to make. He hasn't made a save yet.
No, he hasn't made a save and hasn't looked like making one. I mean, Elan missed that chance early on, which he should have hit the target with, but apart from that, they've been anonymous up front. And it's just a shocker, really. We let Scotty shoot from there.
Anelka to Ivanovic. Ballack the target. Gets a flick on it. Malouda with a dummy first time and a poor pass second time around, and Parker clears again. And Mikel's done excellently to win it back off Elan. I think he thought about shooting. Anelka will.
That's a poor shot, but just before that again, Michael Ballack got in the box. Again, he's winning flick-ons, and it flew to Florian Malouda. This time it's eventually gone to Nicolas Anelka, and it's a poor shot.
Knocking on for a couple of months without a goal now, Nicolas Anelka. Preston in the Cup was the last one.
I think also, you know, looking at his position, he's not playing in that central role. He's finding it harder to get in and around the box, but he's had a couple of long shots, and in recent weeks have tested goalkeepers. On that occasion, it was a poor strike.
Another birthday boy this week. He'll be 31 tomorrow, Nicolas Anelka, and he's dallying a little bit there and almost allowed Radoslav Kovac in.
This is where he's not at his best, and that is for me a waste of a footballer. We've got to get him forward there. All the three midfield players are in advance.
Malouda again with a cross. That wasn't a bad ball, that, but there was only Drogba in the middle, Lampard on the edge. Ballack calling for it. Lampard to Malouda again. This is looking good. Paulo Ferreira with the header on target.
Yeah, great bit of play. Again, it's a good ball in from Florian. Again, though, the pace on the ball just wasn't enough. Paulo had to try and generate it as opposed to flick it as Alex did earlier, and he flicked it straight into the arms of Robert Green.
Could have been a West Ham player if things had worked out a little differently. Paulo Ferreira almost went there on deadline day a couple of windows ago. Drogba, Anelka, Malouda, seen so much of the ball and done a lot of good with it. And cross this time's a nasty little one that bounces just ahead of Danny Gavidan. Lovely reverse ball. Malouda to Lampard, and Parker is constantly in the way of Frank Lampard at the moment.
Ball in his side, isn't it? And Frank's just trying to create half a yard. He just tried to strike out a shot just now. John Terry's pulled out of this challenge. Mark Clattenburg, don't get involved in all this publicity rubbish. John Terry's actually stopped here. He's pulled out of this. If he's made contact with Scott Parker, it's the minimalist.
And Scott Parker hopped straight out the way and got up.
He's dived in here, realises he can't get it, and he just pulled his leg away. There's no contact there at all, and Clattenburg has to make a point of going and have a chat.
Here's Parker again. Spectre up from right back. Just a chipper in there. That's an easy catch for Ross Turnbull. He'll be grateful for that. And a quick release straight to the head of Anelka. It almost worked out beautifully. Ferreira, Lampard. There's only 5 minutes left. It's gone quickly this half.
Yeah, it has. I have to say it's been a tough half. We've sort of bullied them and we've got the goal that we deserve, but we've let them back in the game and still testing them, but not yet tested them enough.
Anelka with Parker for company. He's been everywhere in this half, Scott Parker. Malouda charging through. No challenge was possible there. It's only a goal kick though.
No, but he's been excellent, Florian Malouda. I mean, that was a poor striker. We saw a poor strike in the opening minute and that mirrored it, although he was under a lot more pressure there from Spectre. But he's been very good. All of our chances have come from this left-hand side, and he's obviously created the goal for Alex that put us in the front. But playing well, knocking the ball around. But as I said, Robert Green not really scrambling in his box as much as I'd like to see him.
Parker all the way home to Rob Green. Mido wins that header ahead of Branislav Ivanovic. Dyer and Alex. Steady. No need for a foul there. Here's Elan, who should have opened the scoring. And he's got it back here, Elan. And that was very nearly a serious threat on Ross Turnbull's goal. Play on, says Mark Clattenburg this time, and now Chelsea do get the free kick.
Well, it had to be a free kick first of all. Clattenburg just to me. I mean, Didier's having words with Matty Upson here. Didier's very, very strong. And I think Matty Upson gets the ump a little bit here and makes a very rash challenge. They're having a few words here, but we're going to play the game anyway.
And Anelka is coming deep again, where Tommy doesn't like to see him. Now Mikel, and Anelka needs to get on his bike and get forward, because at the moment only Drogba's in the box. Malouda trying to pick him out. Gabadon stabs out a foot. It's another Chelsea corner with 2.5 left.
Spectre just cannot handle this guy, but we've got to get more bodies in the box. I mean, there's literally one person he can hit there. Defender comes across, could steer it onto his own goal, but gets it away for a corner. But we've only got one guy to hit in there, which is Didier Drogba.
Well, if you're Zola and Clark, you've got to do something about Chelsea's left side. They are murdering them there. Here is Malouda, who's enjoyed so much of it. And this is how the goal happened. Chip that one in there. Upson heads it clear. Terry lets it go. It's only a throw.
Yeah, but it's Branner. Branner can throw it a long way, as he proved last week when he was trying to match Rory Delap.
Rory who?
We've got our own Rory.
In it comes. Ballack jumps. Mido clears. John Terry. Bad time to slip, but how about that for footwork? And Alex has given it away, and that's the worst pass you've ever seen in your life. And Paolo will head for home with Dyer pressing him. Well, that we've just seen bits of skill from John Terry and Paolo Ferreira.
What a ball that is, by the way.
And almost a 60-yarder, corner to corner. Well, it's all go. I can't believe it's nearly half time.
I'm struggling to catch my breath here, Ben, I have to say, but that was an unbelievable bit of pace from Paulo Ferreira, because if he misplaces that and it hits Kieran Dyer, he's one-on-one with Ross Turnbull. Finish.
Mikel urged to shoot. Kovac got in the way of it.
Well,
I'm not sure it was on target or not.
See what this part of Kovac it hit, because he comes out with his arms up, and the ball came down with far too softly for it to be a normal part of his body here. So I'm not quite sure it didn't hit him on the arm, and there was two Chelsea players who appealed.
Good spot. Mikel still waiting for a first Premier League goal, by the way. That would have been something. Don't often get them from Parker, you never get them from Mikel. Deprela with the header forward. Here's Kieran Dyer. Well, he played often enough to score a goal. He's won a free kick there, though.
Yeah, again, this is a poor ball from Frank. I mean, Frank's actually trying a long 50-yard ball into Branner, and he gets it cut out, and he runs one-on-one with Mikel. And we saw what Craig Bellamy did to the poor young man last week, or a week before that, and Dyer, exactly the same ability to go at people, further out this time.
Terry with the big jump, heads the free kick clear. Here's Malouda again. He can't have ever had so much time on the ball as we go into 2 added minutes. And Scott Parker. Elan with a flick, but his mates were nowhere near him. Well, he'll feel a lot better, I suppose, Elan. And Scott Parker scored
well,
after that shocker.
I said that earlier, didn't I? You know, he's been looking to be rescued by someone, and Scotty Parker at this moment in time has rescued for a desperate miss.
Anelka trying to finish the half on a high for Chelsea. Might get another chance to do so here. Drogba on the chest, trying to get turned, and Mark Clattenburg's blowing his whistle. There's a
He's given
flag
offside
up.
Yep. The assistant on the far side, and interesting to see the movement of Didier, because his first touch was very good. He said he's come back from an offside position as the ball's being played.
Indeed he has.
And that, my dear man, was a good decision.
Yes, even if that one earlier in the half wasn't. Could be costly. Drogba appeared to be clean through one-on-one. It was a tight one though. Mido and Mikel jumping. Mido has it back. And it's another aimless hook over the shoulder, hoping someone will be there rather than seeing a teammate. And the better quality, no question, has come from Chelsea, but West Ham have run hard and played hard. And then Barami and Parker, they've had a couple of real busybodies in the middle.
Yeah, Kovac has well contributed, and Scott Parker's been the thorn in our side. He's got all around our midfield players, although we've had better possession than them. But when it's come to have shots and chances, he's come along and snuffed them out.
Mikel, final seconds of this first half. Drogba so nearly fell where he wanted it on that right boot. There is the whistle. Carlo Ancelotti has 45 minutes to sort things out here. Alex made it look good. Heading in from close range, Scott Parker, the former Blue, with a cracking equaliser. A really lively half of football, lots of attacking, most of it, you have to say, from the home side. Even if it's not enough for a lead, it is enough to give cause for optimism in the second half. Chelsea 1, West Ham 1. Florent Malouda straight on his bike down the left wing there. I can't remember seeing a player have so much of the ball in a half of football time. He just had it in good position so much, didn't he? And of course he made the goal. And
use it so effectively. That's the key. You getting the ball was one thing, using it effectively is the other, and he did. Apart from 2 strikes, which I think he should have hit the target with both, and both screwed past the near post. Had a very effective first half run. Here's Alex, whose goal opened up proceedings here from Malouda's cross. Drogba enough to bully Gabidon off it, and here is Malouda again. Another good ball in between Anelka and Lampard. Good dummy from Drogba. Job done. How's the cross? Upson got the flick on it. Crucial 1-2. No need. You're kidding. That's a soft free kick. I mean, the assistant's just looking to give. Michael Ballack's actually doing the opposite, not trying to give a free kick away. Drogba coming back from an offside position. That's why he couldn't touch it. Number 1, in theory anyway. Yeah, kicks it to England's number 1, which is John Terry. Just thinking with Fabio Capello here, it's even more irritating for Joe Cole to not be getting a run out, because there's a lot of candidates for those wide positions. Can't believe yourself saying that he might not even go, but especially with Lennon gone missing as well. That's a free kick for me, that one there, not good. Ivanovic, strong.
Was surely tripped by De Prela. Indeed he was. Well, I'm not sure the assistant's given it.
The assistant hasn't given it, and Mark Clattenburg, who's got a worse view, I mean, the assistant's having a nightmare down there. He's given a free kick for something that wasn't, and on that occasion there, he's not given it, but someone better wake him up.
And Mark Clattenburg has given it.
How is that not a free kick, and he's still about 3 yards from it?
Sympathy for Kieran Dyer perhaps from that particular official on those two occasions. It's a free kick which Malouda will take. Didn't really reach that host of blue shirts that were in there, needed a bit more oomph. Mikel, second time around, hoists one up there. Alex jumps, and Elka's onto it. Needs some help over there though.
That's the problem. I mean, Nico's done great holding on to that ball. Nobody has gone over and helped him and given him options, and you know, we're so slow. We were so slow getting to the ball when Scotty Parker shot, and so slow there as well. We'll give a free kick away.
Fair bit of frustration all around us. Had a few people calling for Joe Cole at the half-time break.
Well, that was the other point of conversation that upstairs. The fact that Joe Cole's not involved and not started today, and you know, again, the World Cup was mentioned, and you just mentioned it with Capello being here, and he needs to prove a point, and it needs to be done very quickly.
Oh. 50p head from Branislav Ivanovic. Kieran Dyer. Ivanovic has done well and won it back, and Ivanovic is far too strong for Dyer. Ballack comes to his rescue, and that's a stupid foul from Mido, and a yellow card, and rightly so, the first of the game.
Ben, look, it's a foul. I mean, but Mark, I think if it's anybody else, he just warns them. Because it's Mido and his reputation goes before him, he gives a yellow card. And it's like earlier, when John Surrey pulled out the challenge, he had to make the point by going over and saying something, and the referees get carried away with reputations here.
Mikel. Drogba.
Oh no! Do you know, Ben? This is a new ball, and I'm not sure people have actually got to the flight of it yet. Mikel, for the goal, this here, there's no contact. I think Matty Upson just misjudges it. We saw Branislav just now misjudge a header with like you called it the Frutley bit head, and then you saw earlier Mikel flick the ball on for Scotty Parker's goal. I just wonder if that ball's flying a little bit further than they anticipate.
Well, Clattenburg did give a push against Didier Drogba, but I agree, I think Upson just missed it. That's Terry heading clear, no missing that one. Mido again. Parker. Drogba's holding his knee. He's up again fairly quickly, play goes on.
He actually asked for the ball there as well. He actually pointed to Michael Ballack, play it there. Michael played it to the spot, but Upson just sussed it out and got in front of him.
Mido and Ivanovic have missed that one, and Dyer has some space, but no one to find with a pass. Might have to go it himself, which he does. He's got that rather wrong.
It resembled Didier Drogba's free kick earlier, but again, good defending from Brano, who made the initial mistake, got back, forced him inside, and poor shot. This is the goal. Great ball in, great run. No one picking him up, and this is it here. I mean, I don't know why Mikel's so narrow. He's not picking anybody up there. You know, he just had to sit him back in that space and give him far too much room. Watch his back leg. That's over, and his back leg comes up. It's a definite foul throw. Again, the officials have missed it. A simple one to see, and that's where it ends up.
Elan, who should have scored himself and hasn't. That could have gone anywhere. Kieran Dyer says it's a back pass, and that would have been very generous from Mark Clattenburg. As those are the two goals we have seen, and before both, Elan smashed one over the bar from 6 yards out with the goal gaping. Telegraphed by Parker, who has had, it has to be said, a very good game on his return to the bridge.
Yeah, he's been very effective, and on that occasion, Mikel, I think he might get a talking to here from Mark Plattenberg as he blocked Scotty Parker as he's gone for the second ball. He played on, but I'm sure he'll have a word with Mikel after this.
Here is Mikel again. Chelsea need to make the excellent home form count. That City game aside, it's been all wins and one draw in the Premier League. It's a long run of home games, this. 4 in a row it'll be once the Inter game's over. This is Drogba trying to roll it into the path of Lampard.
Yeah, right idea, wrong execution. Didier's done well holding the two centre-halves off at times, looked very strong. There's a chance for Paolo, looks a free kick.
Milan says it wasn't. The left arm says it was. Alex. Anelka has found himself coming deep an awful lot today. Ivanovic in field, Lampard's touch. Drogba trying to roll Gabidon, and does. Well played. Malouda's cross. Oh, it's a super ball in. Really good cross.
Fantastic defending at the far post from Deprella, though. 19-year-old he may be, but showed great experience there. Michael Ballack's really putting under pressure here. Look, if he misses that, Michael Ballack's a tap-in for him. Well defended.
Just as with the goal, right into that area where it's so hard to defend. Lampard's corner.
Got to say though, Ben, again it's the left-hand side, and again it's Florent Malouda playing a fantastic ball in. Great play from Didier initially to hold the play up. John Terry just got a slight dead leg there, did he?
A little bit of a wince, wasn't there, from that Chelsea captain, but he's jogging back okay now, and he might have some defending to do if Elan can find a bit of assistance. Some players have caught up and indeed gone beyond him now. Mido. Listen, Deprella, by the way, only just 19 a couple of weeks ago. Swiss left back, signed from Grasshoppers.
Well, he's a bit phased, does he?
Well, he's
Exposed
played well
a couple of times, but he's done okay and good defending on that occasion. Said Michael Ballack, showing all his experience, good position, well defended. The fans are just starting to get a little bit anxious, Ben. 55 minutes gone, and misplaced header there from Branner. Just a little bit anxious.
Well, you don't want to panic while it's 54. When it's 84, you might. It's a long old way away. Doesn't have to be scored now, even if it would make life feel a little easier.
Well, people were panicking at this stage against Man City. We ended up getting beat 4-2, and important that we get the next goal, not give the chance we give to Man City.
Mido's got nothing out of Terry today, and here comes the Chelsea captain again. The catalyst for an attack, and still going. And Drogba, and now Malouda. And Ballack at the far post, and Drogba with a tap-in. Fantastic goal, scored by Drogba, made by John Terry.
Well, you can never ever question the endeavour and the talent of this young man, John Terry. What fantastic drive, drove straight to the heart of the defence, and the ball eventually fed out to Florent Malouda, who's been a proverbial thorn in the side, but this man deserves a lot of the credit. He drove at that defence, played the ball into Didier, great ball out, went for the return, and what a ball this is, just inviting him to touch it into the back of the net. Made by John Terry and Florent Malouda, tucked away by Didier Drogba.
Well, he couldn't miss from 6 inches out and an open goal. Chelsea have their lead back. That started with John Terry beating Mido to the ball about 15 yards outside his own penalty box. While he sat on the floor, the centre forward tucked it in. Captain and top scorer with a bit of Malouda in the middle of it in perfect harmony.
And a great run from Didier as well. I mean, not only has he just fed the ball out, he's made sure he's got himself in the box, and he's got his rewards for that. You talked about he's been on a bit of a drought, was it none in 3, but he's put that bank to rights.
Yes, that really is a drought, isn't it? None in 3. 26 for the season, and he was away for this part of 5 weeks.
Well, you talk about Wayne Rooney being in great form, and rightly so, because he's been excellent, and I think he's been the major reason Man United's form's really shown an upturn. But this man, Didier Drogba's been excellent since he come back away for a month, and he's matching him goal for goal.
Mikel can't get away from Valon Barami. Ballack's cross. Lampard on the chest. Lovely ball. Drogba again.
Well, Drogba's movement there was unbelievable, and you probably don't see it from the screen, but I've got to tell you, he works the back of the defenders here. Good awareness from Frank Lampard. I wasn't sure Didier weren't half a yard offside, but again he creates something out of nothing.
Malouda. Ivanovic will get there. Lovely ball in again. Alex with another header. Green taps it round the post, and Terry's put it in the side netting.
Well, again, it's a great ball in, and Alex climbs at the far stick, and Robert Green is sort of hangs in mid-area as he saves. It's just there. I just thought he's going to go past him. I don't know how that's a corner after, so I thought John made the last contact trying to tuck it in.
Well, Chelsea will take it. Malouda specifically takes it. That's Alex again, and Ivanovic right in there.
Well, Alex's movement is the problem here for West Ham, and it falls to Brano, who probably doesn't expect it and takes him a little bit by surprise, and again he can't steer it onto the target. This is the header here. It's a great save from Robert Green. Look at that there. I'm not so sure that's a corner anyway, but this is Alex, and he just hangs in mid-air there, Robert Green. Looks like it's going to just drift in. Looking at that there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he should have tucked it in, Johnny. It'd be a little bit disappointing to see him kicking the post in frustration.
England's former captain, almost scoring against England's current goalkeeper, in front of England's manager. Here is England's Scott Parker, not that he plays for the national team anymore. This is Mido. Kovac. Barami finds Elan. Here goes Malouda again. That's a wonderful pass as Drogba, I was going to say, got the pace to get there ahead of Upson, but the ball just curled that little bit in favour of the English centre half. Yeah,
I think it favoured Matty Upson, but I also think he's not a slouch, is he? He's quite quick, Matty, and he got back there and showed good pace.
Approaching the hour. It's been an interesting football match, this. Of good, sprinkled with bits of bad. And here is Spector, quite a lot of space. Ferreira tucked in and sticking a toe out there. Ferreira, this is Elan. That was Kovac, and John Terry on the floor defending 2 times over.
Go on, Nico, you can outrun Mido.
He can outrun Mido.
Brilliant play, Nicholas, well done. I mean, we had to get out of that area, and he's got thrown in an area where we want the ball and we want possession, and good endeavour there.
We should be getting used to it this time of the season. Joe Cole's down there, by the way.
They're receiving instructions from Ray Wilkins, and interested to see who he comes on for, because Florent Malouda's had a cracking game. It can't be him, so interesting to see who this change's going to be with.
Back-to-back defending on Ferreira. It's conceivably Anelka or even Ballack if Cole's to play in midfield, perhaps. We shall see. We shall see fairly shortly.
Well, 60 minutes in, 2-1 up. You'd think he'd maybe keep it as it is for a little while and see what happens in the next 15 minutes, because, you know, the next goal, again, as I made the point, is crucial. Important we get it, but if there isn't one, important we don't put ourselves under undue pressure.
I was just going to say, Tommy, we should be getting used to this feeling in March where every game is just massive. There isn't anything like...
Well, it's 6 pointers for both of us today, Ben. I mean, West Ham need the points for other reasons. We need it to maintain our run at this title, and you know, it's a flick on there from Mido. But you know, we've done enough in this game, but considered a sloppy goal. But at the moment, we're in front.
Nelka's chest. Ballack's first time ball was a cracker. Here's Malouda on the right hand side. Turns inside the Prela, beats him a second time and almost put it on a plate for Nicolas Anelka, who was arriving at the near post.
Well, this man's in inspired form, and he literally sells a fantastic dummy, shapes to cross it with his left foot, cuts in field and feeds it into the near post where he sees Nicolas Anelka. Robert Green, nice and alert, gets there in front of him.
Joe Cole's name is being sung.
Well, they can see him stripped off, and although he's got his top on, he's got his bottoms off, and he's doing a little bit of a warm-up there, getting a little bit sharper, the movement there.
Part of his problem has been that Florent Malouda's been playing so well. Parker, nice idea. Milan was onside then, that wasn't far from getting through to him either.
No, but Chelsea have murdered them. That's a poor ball from John. But Chelsea have murdered them, Ben. I mean, talking at half-time, it was a great game to watch because you had the aristocrats of Chelsea and the scrappers of West Ham running around. And here's Jody, as I said, trying to keep warm, trying to keep sharp and focused. And it made for an intriguing game. But second half, Chelsea come out and really have murdered them possession-wise.
So to go. Chelsea don't have the cushion yet. The 2-goal cushion that should mean game over anyway. It's the 1-goal cushion that's not really a cushion at all. It's just a nervy lead.
Joe's gone and sat down now. Well, he's actually just getting a drink, to be fair. He's gone in there just to get a drink, and we'll probably do a few stretches on the sideline.
Parker's free kick, Turnbull calls and collects. Big round of applause. I was just thinking, he really has had nothing to do today. He's been beaten by a goal he could do nothing about. Well, and I actually feel rather sorry for him because he hasn't been able to show anyone what he could do.
Well, he's come for 2 crosses and he's caught them both, so both crosses he should catch, but he's done well enough, and we like that. He's not put under pressure. I'm sure he'll be happy, man.
Could be him, could be Hilario, may even be Petr Cech against Inter. We just don't know. 3 days and counting. Here's Ferreira. Silky skills. What's going on with these Chelsea fullbacks who we thought were just defenders? Ferreira and Ivanovic showing plenty of skills today. That's Parker coming forward, caught by Mikel.
Yeah, I think it was Mikel and Ferreira just both had a nibble at him there. I'm not quite sure who got the final nibble, but he went over.
Over the outstretched leg of Mikel. Even if there wasn't contact, it was certainly an attempt at a foul. He had to take evasive action. Radoslav Kovac here.
Well, the next stoppage of play, Joe's on. So interesting to see again who he's going to yank off.
Kieran Dyer. Poor ball.
Well, they've been poor in the final third, Ben. They really have. I don't want to tempt fate, but I've got to tell you, this is as poor a West Ham front line as I've seen at the moment.
Look how many strikers we've had in and around. Obviously, Dean Ashton no longer a force, and Carlton Cole not playing today. Joe Cole's going to be though. Here he comes, the former Hammer, and it is an Elka coming off, and I think that's probably a sensible choice, and he can play right side of 3. Happy days.
Exactly, the shape's good. You know, you look at Joe, he can certainly play out here and test this young left back, as Florent Malouda's done on the left-hand side, and the shape looks good with Drogba just up front on his own. He gives space as well for Michael Ballack and Frank Lampard to go and join the front player.
Played in the last West Ham side to win here. There's his first touch now. Ballack, infield to Mikel. One more is Malouda.
Mikel's done great there, because if he loses that, Didier's just flicked a ball in there. I think it was nicked by the centre half.
Fantastic the way Mikel used his body there. Here's Cole. Lovely touch, away from Dyer. Feeds it into Drogba, to Lampard. Joe Cole on the left boot. Spectre in the way.
Again, it's great play. Didier, great forward play, just big and strong, backs into defenders, waiting for the run off of him, and Joe Cole and Frank both made that run. Eventually thought it fell to Joe Cole, who strikes with his left foot. Bit of a shank, I have to say, but it's a great movement.
He wants to play, the fans want to see him play. Carlo Ancelotti says he'll be playing here 100% next season.
West Ham now making changes of their own, and there's Carlton Cole down there looking to make an impression, and Junior Stanislas is going to come on as well.
Mido off, Cole on. That might be a bit more of a handful for JT and co. And Dyer, who obviously for fitness reasons we don't need to go into, doesn't play 90 minutes very often these days, he's not going to here either. Junior Stanislas, speaking of handfuls, can be one. Played here on loan last season for Southend and was pretty dangerous. He's a bright and quick young player, isn't he?
I personally think he's one of them, Ben, who doesn't know what he's doing himself, therefore creates problems in other ways because you don't know what he's doing. So he can be a little bit, he can be tricky, but I'm not sure he's got the quality hopefully to test Brenner.
There's his first touch. The trailer forward. It's come to Carlton Cole. Stanislas, the two subs with early touches, back in towards Cole. Alex with the header away. Parker and Mikel and Kovac all in a bit of a tangle, and it's still going. And
it's going to be an old-fashioned drop ball here, Ben.
Well, possibly. I'm not sure we needed a whistle there, though. Anyway,
and it looks like they were sorting it out themselves. I have to say, there was no rash challenges, nothing going on. Looks as though it's going to be a drop ball.
Junior Stanislas has got himself well out the way of that. Well, I won't believe it till I see it. Is it going to be a contested? It is a contested drop ball. Don't get many of them. Parker almost through hustle and bustle rather than skill, bursting through.
That was just pure clumsiness from Scotty Parker. His first touch was poor. He's ran into Alex, and the referee rightly. Is Palo going to kick it off? No, I don't think so. It's play.
It's up to Mark Clattenburg. Players are under no obligation, but the boos are still going, and in the end Joe Cole does put it off. They've got to sort this out, haven't they, Tommy?
Well, Ben, all the players on that football pitch know that if the referee doesn't stop the game, then no one has to. It's down to him to stop it. If it's a head injury, he would stop it automatically. If it's just a challenge, then he doesn't. He lets play go on. And that's what infuriates the home fans there. We had a chance to go at them, and their main defender was Scott Parker, was on his back. So we had a chance to go and rape and pillage a little bit, but it wasn't to be. I just think that's sheer clumsiness. I mean, once Alex wins that first ball, Scott keeps running, and look there, he just gets a bit of contact with Branner. I don't think there's a lot going on there.
There might be a bit going on inside that knee, though. That looked like a bit of a twist for Scott Parker. Yes, it certainly wasn't a foul by Branislav Ivanovic. And
yes, when you hit Branner, make something twists, that's for sure. On that occasion, it was his knee a little bit, but I think he'll be all right.
Looks like he's okay. There's a Chelsea connection there. Physio for West Ham, Andy Rolls. Used to do a physio's job at Chelsea in the Arlington days.
Well, he's been at Watford recently as well, but obviously gone off to join Clarkey and Franco at West Ham, and doing his job there on Scott Parker.
Upson launches it back to Ross Turnbull. Yes, that was no fleet footwork there, was it? It's just, right, I'm head down, I'm just going to bulldoze through this and see what happens. Those can work out sometimes, it almost did.
Well, he nearly got a lucky ricochet or two, but you'd have to say there wasn't a lot of skill gone into that one, as you say, bulldozer tactics.
Foul on Joe Cole, Chelsea free kick, and that was made possible by another Didier Drogba winning a big ball up there that he had no right to win.
Exactly, if that ball comes back, puts us under pressure, but he does enough to put defenders off. Joe Cole gets in front of De Prela, who comes through him, and definite free kick. I can't believe Didier's going to strike this, because this is a one hell of a long way out.
Well, from our perspective here, that looks like the penalty box twice over, so 36 yards.
I think John Terry's just said to him, are you serious? Because interesting, he's so far out. I mean, Alex is there as well. We know he can belt him in for a way, but let's see what happens.
It is Alex, and it was ambitious, and it might still be dangerous. He helps it back in, does Alex, to Florent Malouda. Ballack outside him. good feet, Michael Ballack, and Alex is still in there, and Parker away. How many Scott Parkers are there on the field today?
I think the song used to be there's only one Scott Parker, but I'm not double sure, I have to say.
Chelsea's number 8, Frank Lampard, has possession back. Ballack.
John Terry first of all as well, great challenge from John, just timed it very well. They were trying to break there and to put us under pressure, and again the captain stood firm.
Didier Drogba to donate at least 87% of that goal to John Terry. No foul there, says Mark Clattenburg. Carlton Cole hasn't had a sniff yet. Didn't get many chances as a Chelsea player.
Whoa!
That's a blatant handball from Scott Parker.
I mean, this, by the letter of the law, should be a yellow card from Mark Clattenburg. But again, I say, if that's me, though, mate, that's a yellow card. And because it's Scotty Parker, and he knows he's a good guy, he doesn't give it.
Yes, that is just about as blatant as they come. Drogba, lovely feet. And he's certainly fouled by Upson, I have to say. I was expecting a whistle to go.
No.
From distance. Well, what's he doing shooting?
That was my initial reaction when I saw him sizing it up, but to be fair, it weren't a million mile away. I'd like to see this incident with Didier again. Does great here, just a little flick. Not going to show it. I think they're going to show the challenge there that could have been a free kick as well on Scott Parker. Mikel, again, 35 yards out, not a million mile away. Here's the chance here, flicked up. Didier then gets a whack. You can't tell me that Matty Upson hasn't caught him there because he got nowhere near the ball.
And Parker got him first, and that's what Drogba's telling Mark Clattenburg. I think he was fouled twice there.
Well, I do as well, Ben. I mean, he's wriggled his way out of a very, very tight situation. Matty Upson's without doubt made contact. And John and his role as captains pleading with Clattenburg to give us something. Didier's got to be quiet though. He's got to be quiet and just get on with his game now. John's made the point.
And he's still going, Didier Drogba.
Yeah, this is instant again. No, I think that's a foul there. That's obstruction here. He definitely makes contact. Didier's a little bit theatrical in his movement, but there's certainly contact. And that for me is a free kick on the edge of the box.
He would have fancied taking that too, right on the edge. He's underneath this Ivanovic clearance. Upson with a fairer challenge this time, which he wins with his head.
Oh.
Stanislas. He's got pace. He'd like to try and use it, but the double team of Ivanovic and Mikel forced him back.
Ivanovic did great there, just let him do his step overs, let him do his tricks and didn't budge.
Spectre towards Elan. West Ham had 2 over on the far post. Good job it didn't get that far.
Just sat a little bit too deep for me at the moment, Ben. The shape's not right, and we've got to get out of there.
Stanislas into Cole, spins and shoots wide.
Scotty Parker's looking at him there. Says Scotty Parker's made a run off Colton Cole here. I mean, it's a decent strike from Colton, just slightly off balance, but if he plays the ball into Scott here, I'm sure he's got a chance of getting in. Have a look at this here. It's played into him. What's Scotty Parker's run there? If he just sort of reverses it, he's in on goal.
Striker's instincts. 32 times a Chelsea player, only 6 starts. Did score 8 goals. It's not a bad ratio, is it? And it's goal scoring like that has alerted Fabio Capello to him and has put him ahead of the likes of Owen and Agbon Lahore in England pecking order. Here's Malouda. He's got it where he wants it on the left. Super goal. Well, he's up there with John Terry for Chelsea's man of the match, Florian Malouda. Everything's gone through him today. He's made 2 goals. Now he's scored 1. There is the 2-goal cushion. And now Carlo Ancelotti and co can start thinking about Inter Milan here on Tuesday.
Well, you've got to say, if anybody deserved a goal on that pitch today, it's Florent Malouda. 2 assists for our 2 goals already. A great strike, great awareness. People were screaming at him, play Joe Cole in, but he cut infield onto his favoured left foot. Here, just play it to Joe. No, I won't. I'll cut infield. I'm playing with confidence, and I'll drive it into the back of their net. That's what this boy is bringing to the party at the moment. Been had a fantastic performance all season, none more so than today.
And it's another goal at Stamford Bridge for Flo. Liverpool, Bolton, Wolves, Watford, Sunderland, Birmingham. Loves playing at the Bridge.
The other thing I'll say is he spoke very eloquently this week on Sky. I don't know if you watched the game. I think it was Lyon, Real Madrid, and I thought he did a very good job speaking out there.
He'll be coming into the Chelsea TV studios soon for Friday Night Live, as well as Carlton Cole.
As long as he don't take my spot, don't care. He might be a bit busy for that, mightn't he?
Let's have a free kick. .5 minutes of normal time, and the 2-goal lead has finally arrived. It's the holy grail, really, in a football match, isn't it? A 2-goal lead. Get that and feel good. Stanislas is the only candidate for this free kick, and the wall does its job. Stuck between all of them, and the break's on here. Malouda, Lampard, Mark Clattenburg got in the way. There is Lampard turning it early through the legs of De Prela towards Drogba. Gabardon does his job.
Hey, Mark Clattenburg, to his credit, just apologised to Florent Malouda there. He said, I'm sorry I got in your way. And they're just tapping hands there, and a good referee, I have to say. It wasn't his fault. The ball broke in his area.
Yuri Zhirkov is about to come on, by the way, down here.
I think that's in mind at Tuesday night. You talked about substitutions now, Ben, and I think with Yuri, he'll have to play left back. He's got no Paulo Ferreira, no Ash, obviously. Got a problem on that side, and I think he'll want to give him sort of 15 minutes, maybe now 12 in extra time to get his act together.
12 minutes to avoid another injury. He's had too many of them so far. Here's Joe Cole. Gets it back from Ballack. That's lovely, and so's the ball in. It's superb.
It's a penalty.
Drogba surely was shoved.
I mean, Joe Cole, brilliant, great little 1-2 with Michael Ballack, and as the ball's played in now, I think Didier gets goal side of Spectre, and I'm sure there's some contact here which just puts him off.
Did we get carried away by the brilliance of the move? We'll have another look in a moment as that one goes over the head of Ferreira. Here's Carlton Cole. Certainly looked like one from up here. Clattenburg was a lot closer. Carlton Cole doing really well there, by the way. Ferreira get a touch? No, he didn't. Chelsea goal kick.
Great defending, and Yuri Zhirkov's on his way in now. Interesting to see. It might be Paulo Ferreira who's just done a very good job. It's actually Branislav Ivanovic, so obviously Paulo will come onto the right-hand side. It looks as though for me there was contact there, Ben. I mean, Didier's not going to dive in them situations, trust me. It's a tapping.
Well played, Branislav Ivanovic, yet again. How many times have we said that this season? We haven't seen Yuri Zhirkov a lot this season. He is on at left back. Paulo Ferreira gets to go to his more familiar right back role. Just have one more look. Yes, he's got in there.
The nudge in the back just did him enough, and he got away with it, but for me there's enough contact there for him to give a pen.
And if it wasn't 3-1, I think Didier Drogba would have been complaining a whole lot more. High foot by Gabardon on Drogba there. Drogba's finally got a decision out of Mark Clattenburg.
Yeah, and the crowd will react accordingly, and he's done great, Didier. His movement's been tremendous, but the way he's backed into Upson and Gabardon has been fantastic. Again, a sloppy free kick here, though.
Lampard's flick has released Ballack. Florent Malouda, Ballack again. Goal. Lampard. It's not through, the flag would have gone up in any case.
Yeah, good idea from Frank, but the two boys have just snuck offside there, Joe Cole and Florent Malouda. And he tried to, I think, have a strike initially, couldn't get the ball out of his feet, just tried to dink it through.
Milan, whose miss seems an awful long time ago. Here comes John Terry again. Ballack.
His movement there was tremendous. I know Michael's played a good ball out wide, but his movement is murdering the two centre-halves. They don't know where he's going to be next.
Frank Lampard, man on is the cry. Kovac couldn't get close enough. Ferreira's away from Stanislas. Look at him go. Into the feet of Lampard. Just tried to shift it onto the left and Spector read it.
Yeah, good defending from Spector, but Frank knew he was there and he just tried to slip it through his legs as he come there. Spector, to his credit, kept his legs closed and managed to get something on the ball.
Terry stepping forward again, this time to release Zhirkov. Tugging, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Kovac again, isn't it? Or no, it might be Berami, to be fair. Yuri's made a great little run in behind him. He's just tugging at his shirt here, and the referee had a good view of it. Definitely give a free kick.
He hasn't got very long to do anything about it, Alessandro Diamanti.
I have to say, he's not the worst, this boy either. He's got a great left foot, this kid, and I think he could be a threat.
I'll say, I've only seen him play a handful of times, but every time he's been excellent. I guess there must be some poor ones in between, which is why he doesn't start, but he scores a mean penalty too.
Wasn't he that got the free kick last week, the shot against Bolton, I think? Go on, Leps.
Scott Parker in the way of a Frank Lampard shot, I swear, for at least the 15th time today.
I'm going to have to listen to the recording of this, Ben, to see how many times you've said that, because I'm sure it is, as I said, as many as you just quoted.
Well, he's had a great game and he's got a great goal, but it's not going to count for very much. Scott Parker has returned to the bridge. Barring some form of miracle, this is looking like a comfortable Chelsea win. Joe Cole. Bet he wishes that was on the right boot, not the left. Ballack to Lampard, Malouda. Cole and Zhirkov, the two fresh pair of legs. Fantastic piece of skill from Joe Cole. Malouda's got the beating of Berami a couple of times over. And back to Joe Cole. How's the ball in?
Not the worst.
Diamanti of all people heading it clear. Here's Malouda. Surely not another assist. Yes, it is. Oh, off the post, Lampard, and Drogba brilliantly challenged by De Prela.
Well, great bit of play, set off by Joe Cole's little bit of skill to create half a yard for himself. The ball eventually gets fed through. Michael Ballack, great ball played through. Again, it's Malouda. Look at that ball. Lamps adjusts his feet, thinks he gets enough on it, but doesn't get enough to steer it into the net. And Drogba, I think it's a good block in the end from the Matty Upson there. Great block.
Drogba took that corner. Florent Malouda's had a lot of good games for Chelsea this season, pretty much every week, but can't think of many better than this one.
Well, as if you've been ultra critical, and there's Solomon Klug coming on as well now, mate, and you've got to think that he'll just play out this last 7 minutes. He's Florent Malouda. This guy should get the biggest round of applause he's ever got from Chelsea fans. He has been exceptional today. He's been outstanding.
Well, they are standing, the Chelsea fans here. really wasn't that long ago. People were ringing up going, why have we bought this player?
Well, you and I were having a conversation last week about people that could get the player of the year, and we all threw in Branislav Ivanovic, but this young man, we put him in the frame, and today he's really proven that point.
Yes, and as we said, if you'd said 18 months ago that Ivanovic and Malouda were two of the top candidates for player of the year, you'd have been laughed out of Stamford Bridge, I think.
And thrown away the key, mate, I think locked us up.
Parker and Cole with the 50-50. Salomon Kalou is on. Just hopefully makes Arsenal's job at Hull a little bit harder, and United's job at home to Fulham tomorrow that little bit harder too. With Wolves winning, it's another bad day for West Ham. I doubt they came here expecting much. But when this man got the goal, they might have hoped for a little more than this. Scott Parker made it 1-1. Alex who started the scoring ball rolling. Close range header in the first half. Interesting to see what happens at centre half there with Inter on the way. Carvalho has a precaution left out. Alex has done well, as has Drogba, and so has Danny Gabidon.
Yeah, but Didier's done fantastic, because what he hasn't done then is panicked. He's let Danny Gabidon get the ball, but it's in an area we want him to have the ball, and he launches it off for a throw-on. A fantastic bit of play again from Didier. His front play, his striker play today has been second to none.
Ballack. John Terry. And McKellen, all this space suddenly for Frank Lampard, and it's opened up well. Frank Lampard, good strike, Robert Green, and Drogba's there for 4.
Well, Lamps, I'm gutted for him, so I know what it would have meant for him to launch it into the back of their net today. But Didier Drogba do what all good strikers do, sniff. And they sniff in the 6-yard box. It's a simple tap-in, but it's not if you're not alert. Great strike from Frank Lampard. No way is he offside, because he comes from behind the defender. And Drogba, simple tap-in. Again, something he's deserved. Florent Malouda have been outstanding, but so's this man Didier Drogba. Led the line fantastically well.
Another pair of goals for Didier Drogba to help celebrate the 32nd birthday and the African Player of the Year crown. And not for the first time today. I think Rob Green's palmed one out a bit there rather than off to the side.
I'd say Frank hit it very well in his defence. I mean, it was a good strike. I think he went through a defender as well, but he maybe should have done a little bit better by pushing it out of that danger area. But he didn't. Didier Drogba, as I said, does what all good strikers should do, follow-up shots, and he got his reward.
Here's Diamanti. Carlton Cole, momentarily goal side of Paulo Ferreira. This is Kovac. Good save, Ross Turnbull.
Yeah, well done, Ross. I mean, again, concentration key. And Paulo Ferreira's just giving him a high five there to congratulate the young man. It's a tight angle, should always favour him, but he stood up big and firm, got two strong hands onto it.
Taken till the end of the game for him to make a meaningful save. A couple of perfectly well taken claims. And one goal he could do nothing about. Stanislas's corner is headed out by Michael Ballack. Job done. The best part of 42,000 have enjoyed it very much, apart from that little pocket of West Ham fans who are now
abusing John Terry, but then again they've got nothing else to do because they're getting a good eye today.
I was going to say they have nothing else to sing about. They're in a relegation fight. I hope they enjoy it. Anyway, here's Didier Drogba.
Yeah, they better make the most of it because they may not be here next year.
Drogba, brilliant. He's had such a good game, as so many out there have in blue, to be fair.
I think it's been a good all-round performance. I even look at Ballack in the first half, getting in advance of the midfield, joining in with Drogba on numerous occasions, been very effective.
Olé, and nearly. No way. Right. Chelsea playing out time here, investing those legs with a Champions League match coming up in 3 and a bit days' time. Mark Clattenburg has a look at the watch, and again, and the whistle's in his mouth, and Chelsea are top of the league again, and it might not last the whole of the weekend, it probably won't, but it's been a really good performance here against Gianfranco Zola's West Ham. 2 for Drogba. Alex got it all going at the beginning. Scott Parker scored a cracking equaliser. Florian Malouda scored 1, made a couple. Chelsea 4, West Ham United 1.